A Scottsbluff County District Court jury makes quick work of a Scottsbluff man who is accused of sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, it took a Scottsbluff County jury less than a full day to find a Scottsbluff man guilty as he stood trial in a child sexual assault case. 24-year-old Darian Estrada was convicted yesterday on Class 3A felonies of third-degree sexual assault of a child and intentional child abuse. He was arrested last April following a capstone interview where the 14-year-old victim told authorities that Estrada had pulled down his pants and exposed himself and then grabbed her breasts. The jury came back with unanimous guilty verdicts Tuesday shortly before 3 p.m., and Judge Andrea Miller ordered Estrada to be back in court on March 14th for sentencing. Well, Mel McNay's final day as interim CEO of Regional West will be tomorrow, and he's hoping the community recognizes the work done by the hospital staff, healthcare professionals, and leadership to improve the delivery of healthcare to the Panhandle area. Yesterday, McNay sat down with the news media to discuss his time at the helm, thanking staff, the board, and community for their generosity. McNay said very positive strides have been made the past few years and expects a new CEO and the board will emphasize a couple areas in the future, including continued scrutiny of financials.
There really aren't that many independent PPS hospitals the size of Scottsbluff that exist anymore. There seem to be part of systems now. And so to maintain that independence requires more work, more effort, more due diligence and oversight. I think that is one that needs to stay in the focus. Again, recruiting new good physicians. We have a great medical staff right now, but to continue to expand services and service offerings are going to be probably the two major things that a new CEO will focus on.
McNay believes the future of Regional West is bright and says the institution is still on track to expand cardiology services. He said following his departure, one member of the executive team will step in to oversee Regional West until a new CEO can be hired. And there will be new leadership at Westmore Elementary School in Scottsbluff next school year, but it will certainly be a familiar face. This week, Scottsbluff Public Schools announced that assistant principal Bethany Jolliffe had been named as the new principal. The Scottsbluff native earned her associates at WNCC before earning her BS in elementary education from Chadron State College. In 2017, she earned her master's degree from Grand Canyon University. Jolliffe had been the assistant principal at Westmore since 2022. Prior to that, she spent 11 years as a kindergarten teacher at Gering Public Schools. She will take the reins for outgoing principal Bert Wright, who is retiring at the end of the current school year. We'll have more news right after this.
Looking for free instead of fees? Platte Valley Bank can help you keep your finances moving forward with no ATM fees. Whether you're headed to the lake, the mountains, or just to the grocery store, you can enjoy the freedom of free ATM access anywhere, anytime. Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
Welcome to Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. Whether you're a wine enthusiast, a whiskey sommelier, a tequila connoisseur, or you just love your beer, Kelly's has the best selection of what you're looking for. Family owned and operated since 1946 and right on 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Come see us today at Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. And remember to be a good neighbor. Don't drink and drive. Kelly's Liquor, West 27th Street in Scottsbluff.
Are new windows from Renewal by Andersen a great investment? You're darn right they are. Did you know that for less than your cable bill or cell phone bill each month, you could have new windows from Renewal by Andersen right now? Do the math. Renewal by Andersen windows will likely cut your energy bills significantly. They will likely substantially increase the value of your home. They're a great investment. Please contact our team now and ask about our fantastic financing options with approved credit right now. Renewal by Andersen, a great investment? You're darn right.
Welcome back. The new acting director of the FBI is someone familiar to local law enforcement. President Trump recently named veteran agent Brian Driscoll to lead that agency, pending Senate confirmation of director nominee Kash Patel. Driscoll was the commander of the FBI's hostage rescue team from Quantico, Virginia, called in to assist with the September 2023 armed standoff in Gering that saw the safe release of 3 female hostages and the arrest of Bradley Garcia 28 hours after the incident started. According to the FBI website, Driscoll joined the agency in 2007 and had been named special agent in charge of the Newark, New Jersey field office just last week. Well, the 2025 mountain lion hunting season in Nebraska ended Sunday after the final harvest limit was reached in the Pine Ridge unit, following the harvest of 1 male and 6 females. The Wildcat Hills and Niobrara units met their harvest limits on January 2nd and 5th, respectively. Fresh snow for good tracking conditions in many areas, effective hunting techniques, and excellent hunter access due to relatively thin linear habitats in the Niobrara and Wildcat units contributed to relatively short seasons. In total, 13 mountain lions were harvested during the 2025 season. Those in the Pine Ridge unit, 1 male and 2 females in the Niobrara unit, and 2 males and 1 female in the Wildcat Hills unit. This was the state's 8th mountain lion harvest season, the first of which came in 2014.
I imagined retirement in a place where we could enjoy our golden years, where adventure and friendship are the only items on the schedule. The Garden Homes at Northfield gives us the luxury we planned for and peace of mind when it comes to convenience, safety, and comfort. We never have to stop and think about the day-to-day upkeep. We love to explore abroad, but most importantly in our backyard. So much to do, so much to see. Here at Northfield, we get the protection of life care, incredible tax benefits, and secured rates for aging services. It's peaceful, knowing that if our needs change, we'll be taken care of. And most importantly, that our kids will never have to make any tough decisions. There never seemed to be enough time to do all the things we wanted. Now we get to focus our energy on enjoying what this community has to offer. At the Garden Homes, life is ours again. A place we had dreamed about. A chance to focus on us.
Husker Nation may be missing Husker volleyball right about now, but head coach John Cook has something up his sleeve that is sure to bring some excitement to the offseason. He's joining me now to share more. Coach, thanks for being here.
Well, it's an honor to be here, and I love your little setup here at Nebraska Rodeo, so it looks cool.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, your journey in horses and roping has been well documented, and you've really used this to connect with Nebraskans in every corner of the state. But you've decided to take things a bit further, and you're hosting the first ever John Cook Team Roping Classic this April. Before we dive into the nitty-gritty of the event, tell us how this event came to be and what that process was like.
So, everybody kind of knows now, I spent a lot of time at the Pitzer Ranch, met a bunch of people, bought 2 horses from the Pitzer Ranch sale, and the 415 horse, which became really famous, and another really, really great horse, Bob's, we call him. And so anyway, you know, this world is so connected. Everywhere I go, I run into somebody that has a horse, went to UNL rodeo or did this, or, connected and everybody knows everybody. It's pretty cool. So anyway, as I've gotten into roping, I've been invited to pretty much go to every branding and rope at anybody who has an arena. I've been invited to go there. And so Travis Shada, who's the rodeo announcer at Burwell, we were sitting in his trailer, and he pulls out this folder, with about 10 pages of notes, and he says, "We're going to do a John Cook Invitational roping." I'm like, "What? I don't want to do a roping. I don't know what, how to do that or anything." And he goes, "No, I'm going to do everything, but we're going to do this. We're going to do it in Lincoln, and we're going to help. We're going to do something for kids, and that's the first day. And then we're going to do something to help raise money for the UNL rodeo team scholarship fund. And hopefully they're getting ready to break ground on a facility for the rodeo athletes and the equestrian athletes to board their horses there and so on. I've been working on that now for 2 years, helping raise money for that. And we've got some great people that have stepped up. So that's kind of how it happened. And Travis went out, and like the first week, he had all these sponsors fighting over which ones they wanted, and belt buckles and saddles and chutes. And we're working on a truck, I think. So it just went crazy, and people are fired up. And it's April 12th and 13th, and out at the Sandhills Global Arena out there, or one of the arenas. And I think it's going to be a really great roping.
Yeah, very cool. Well, as you kind of alluded to, this is not going to be your typical team roping with lots of, accessory events all built into one. Can you talk a little bit more about the opportunities for youth and the other things you're doing along with the team roping?
Yeah, so the first day is going to be, I'm hopefully I get his name right, but Billy Jack is going to come in and do a training for the kids. So we want to make it important for them. And again, one of the things I think everybody's so passionate about is continuing to provide opportunity in this great sport in rodeo and for kids, so they keep an interest going. And I think there is a lot of interest. So we want to bring him in to do that on Saturday. I think there'll be a social thing, meet people, greet, have a social thing, that night. And then Sunday, well, let's get after it. And then I still don't know we have the format completely. I think we have a meeting next week about it, but we've talked about a pro-am type thing. I want to have a roping that I can go in and compete in. And then we want to have it for the big boys, and there'll be some great prizes and money to attract really high level roping. The other thing that we did, we went over to the School of Journalism over here and found 2 fifth or fourth year seniors for their capstone project that are marketing and managing all this and helping with it. The UNO rodeo team happens to be off that weekend, so they're going to come there and run the chutes and do all that stuff. Wyatt's going to, I think, be the flag guy, so they're going to be involved. And again, we've got people all over the state and in the community here that are supporting it, whether it's with gifts, donations, finances, sponsorships, and those types of things. And Travis has got a long list, and he's pretty much filled it. So, but the main thing would be to have this great roping and involve kids and do it in Lincoln and a weekend in April.
Yeah, very cool. Well, as you mentioned, some of the details are still being ironed out, but if anyone is interested in supporting the team roping or learning more, what's the best way for them to go about that?
I think the best way is for contact Travis Shada, and everybody seems like they know him, but he's organizing all this along with the 2 students handling all the social media part and all those things. But he's organizing all that, and I think it's going to be a really first-class event. I know I've seen like the list of prizes that Cowboys can win, and so I think it'll be, we want to make it a really, really fun event. And again, I think part of the goal is to attract some high-level ropers, and I've already heard rumblings of some guys that are going to be coming in, and so that'll be fun. And hopefully we'll get some people out there and come and watch it and see what this is all about. But I've been speaking all over, and I show part of my PowerPoint presentation now is I'm showing team roping. So, and I should throw a little bit of me in there trying to be a team roper. But that's what's I think is really fun about it.
I love it. Well, you mentioned that you will be in action at the roping yourself. What horses can we expect to be in your lineup, and what are you doing to prepare?
That's what I got to figure out. So my horses right now are in Wickenburg, Arizona. I was just down there last week, roped every day I could possibly rope. My son lives down there, so we're debating, do we bring him all the way to Nebraska? Then eventually from there, they would go back to Wyoming. But my son wants to come too, but he has to work. So I don't know. We're working through that. If not, Mark Ray will have a horse for me to ride. And I'll prepare for both, but I would love to get the 415 horse, who's now called Rev. His stage name is Rev. That's what was won in the contest. That, by the way, Rebel had over 14,000 votes on naming that horse, and we got it down to 4. And then I think it was out of the 14,000, I think 8,000 were for the name Rev, which Rev came from the song Revival by Zach Bryan. So that's kind of how we captured that name. And of course, I've now run into several people that like, I was the first one to nominate Rev. I voted for Rev. So, I mean, I'm like walking through an airport somewhere and somebody will come up to me and say that. So it was a big deal. Of course, it had gotten the Wall Street Journal article. And so for me, Rebel, I'm just, and you were there that one of the first times I rode, and I'm just trying to have fun with this and get exposure. I'm just become really passionate about the horse industry and what these cattle rancher guys are doing, and then the sport of rodeo and calf roping and all those different things. Just trying to have a lot of fun with it and get as much exposure to them as I can and be a part of their world, because they're wonderful people. They do anything for you. And I've met some incredible people, and they're hardworking, and I've learned it's not an easy life. And but they take care of each other, and that's what's really cool. And I think a lot of people are craving that, and we're missing it in our world in a lot of other places.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, Coach, it's been so fun to watch your journey, and we certainly appreciate all that you have done to elevate the sport in the last few years. So kudos to you, and super excited to see what comes together for the Classic this April.
I am too, and it's it's exciting, nerve-wracking, exciting, but I think it's going to be a really, really fun event. And again, we got some really great sponsors that want to be involved. And again, I'm thinking this is, I'm just a volleyball coach, but I think people feel the passion and how exciting this is. And again, I think it's brought a lot of attention to that part of the world and that sport. And again, I was just in Wickenburg. I mean, these ropings down there have 300-400 teams. And so it's obviously very popular, and we get to do it here in Nebraska.
Certainly. Well, mark your calendars for April 12th and 13th, and Lincoln will be the very first ever John Cook Team Roping Classic. I know I will be putting that on my calendar, and I hope you all do too.
This isn't just a beautiful hospital. It's the home to exceptional patient care. This is where specialty clinics meet your needs. This is where a friendly smile, a warm hand, and an empathetic ear exist to care for you. This is us. Box Butte General Hospital. Great things are happening here.
Changing leaf colors means yard work. Your friends at Tri-City Stormwater wants to remind you of the proper way to dispose of fallen leaves. Leaves make great mulch for trees and bushes and compost for future gardens. The city also has yard waste bins, so they can dispose of all your leaves at the city compost facility. Always keep your leaves out of the gutters. Not only do they cause clogging and flooding, they can pollute our waterways by causing nutrient overload. So keep your yard looking good and your drinking water safe, because it's our water, our responsibility.
Let's take a look at your community calendar, brought to you by Riverstone Bank. The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
Tired of feeling stuck? Not sure if you are on the right track? Platte Valley Bank can help keep your finances moving forward with checking account options to fit your lifestyle and an online account chooser to make finding the right account easy. Control your financial future with helpful budgeting tools and automatic savings plans. Now is the time to enjoy the ride with Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
And finally tonight, after more than half a century at the same location in the Westmore neighborhood of Scottsbluff, Dairy King has moved to a new location. Dale Blem and his wife opened the doors of the new location on East 20th Street next door to Hibbett Sports last week. He tells KNEB News the decision to move forward on the project, which started last spring and really kicked into gear into the fall, was bittersweet.
It was a hard decision. You know, we kind of thought about this whole summer and everything, and you know, those people have really been good over there to us, and we're hoping they're going to follow us over here. But you know, but like I said, at least you don't have to worry about the wind, the cold, the snow, the rain.
The menu at the new location is pretty much the same, but now they have a drive-through pickup window for those calling in and order ahead of time. Dale tells us the bigger location has also allowed Dairy King to double the flavors of hard ice cream they can offer, which now numbers 24. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. We'll see you here next time.